Worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles. It takes away today's peace. That is our quote of the week. Hey everyone, welcome to Coffee Chat with Danny, where we are live every Monday bringing you a new quote of the week, a dose of motivation to help you shift your thinking, shift your thoughts into the new week. We always give you a quick tip, quick idea, a new reframe on how you might think of something that could be going on with you right now. I've been thinking about this a lot as I come to the end of the year. This last month is always a month of reflection for me. It's always a time where I look back at my year and what's worked, what hasn't worked, what I've enjoyed, what I haven't enjoyed. And then I kind of look at what might be in the future. And some things that have been coming up, and maybe it's just I've been hearing it more, or maybe it's just resonating with me more now, is like, it's all about this idea. The things that I teach are all around life school. Like, instead of going, we go to college to learn a certain subject or a particular major. In life, we don't really have school, right? We don't really have this idea of learning these life skills, learning how we take these life lessons. And I kind of been really thinking about how what I do is about teaching about life and how to go through life, right? We go to a class to learn how to cook, right? Or to meditate, right? This is a class on life. So just something that's been playing around in my head for a while. You might see that a little bit more in the future. So for those of you that are new here, hi, welcome. Yes, that was a bit of a ramble there, but it's Monday, why not, right? So for those of you that don't know me though, my name is Danny. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm an NLP hypnotherapist that helps you tame your inner critic, tame that voice inside your head so that you can achieve everything that you've ever wanted, right? From the smallest thing to the biggest thing, getting rid of that inner critic, taming it, learning how to work with it so that you can have a life that is joyful and happy. And I help you find peace in the chaos. So you might call me the peace teacher. So it's Monday. It is episode 156. We're going on, I think, 2 years. We're about to hit 2 years of doing Coffee Chat with Danny. So that's like really exciting, right? I'm at episode 156. You can find previous episodes here on Facebook on a playlist under videos, or you can find them over on YouTube. I've loaded most of them over onto YouTube, so you can always find them over there as well if you want to catch up on some other life lesson classes. All right, so let's see. This new quote of the week is interesting, and I specifically picked it for this week because things are in full swing with this holiday season. So go ahead and grab your coffee, tea, water, protein shake, whatever you're drinking. I've got some really delicious ginger chai tea going on here, which is absolutely fabulous. If you haven't tried it, I wasn't sure about the ginger, but it's delicious. Grab whatever it is you're drinking, because we're getting started. So, worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles. It takes away today's peace. So, have you found yourself worrying? If you have, let me know down below, because I can say that I have. Every Sunday I post in my group and on my social media, Reflection Sunday. And it's all about looking at the past week and kind of a question that might get you thinking and looking, because if we don't know what we've done in the past and we can't acknowledge it, oftentimes we aren't able to either work through it or we aren't able to celebrate it, right? Which is amazing. So if we think about this question that I had was, how do you find calm? Or how did you find calm this week? And so I thought about it for myself, like, how did I find calm this week? Because I felt very anxious. There's the end of the year, and it's am I going to hit my goals, the things that I had set out for myself, like what's going on. There's these events that are coming up, there's events that I'm having, are people going to sign up for them? It's the end of the year, was it the right decision to still host a class? I have these meditation classes coming. So I'm prepping for that. Like, am I going to get everything done? But I really should take some time off because it's, I've been going all year, and I really should, take some couple of days off or more time off. And it's this battle that has been within my mind that made me feel really anxious and really started to feel a little bit stressed. And this weekend, I want to say it was Saturday afternoon, I found myself getting really kind of frustrated with the 13-year-old and with my love, and these little remarks that, yeah, they probably weren't the nicest. I probably wasn't really being a really loving, person to them. I was kind of snapping at them a bit, and I'm like, why? What is going on? It's just so much. So I took a moment, and it was me getting caught up in the what ifs. Have you ever done that? Have you ever got caught up in your what ifs? Well, what if this happens? And what if that happens? And what if, and what if, and what if? And instead of being in that what if, well, what happens? It takes us out of our present. It takes us out of where we are right now, right? I might have been on the couch watching TV, and it's supposed to be this family moment, but I'm over here, what if this and what if that? And I'm off in another world, and I'm missing this moment with my family, right? Or I might even miss sometimes Jake, the pug. He'll sit there and he'll just stare at me. And it's the cutest thing. And sometimes I miss it because I'm too busy worrying about the what ifs, the things that are potentially going to happen. Oftentimes our worry is based on either a potential problem that we may have in this moment, like a real worry, a real problem. More times though, it's about the what if. It's about the potential problem that we are creating in our own mind. Now, isn't that amazing? We create these potential problems. They haven't even happened yet, but we're so consumed with trying to figure it out that we lose the peace, the calm, the moments that we are wanting to have with our family. I don't know how many times I've come across myself saying like, oh, I just wish like we could have this family moment, this family time. Well, when I think about it, how many times have I maybe missed a moment that was being created by my love and the 13-year-old that I was checked out on because I was worried about whatever, right? Or I was working and not seeing that I could take this break and go spend a few moments with them and create this memory. I think this particular time of the year, we can all get lost in the what ifs, lost in the expectations, and it takes us out of our present moment. It takes us out of what we should or could be doing. So I want you to think about this as you're going about your week. What do you want, right? I have a couple of ideas for you to kind of play with as you start to step into worry that I want to share with you now. And then I want to give you your action item. So number one, worrying causes this anxiety about actual or potential problems. So know that when you step into worry, most likely it's a potential problem and not a real like concrete problem that you have in this moment. There are problems that we have, and yes, we're going to worry about them. I'm going to share some things to kind of shift out of it in a moment. But most of the time, notice whether it's a potential problem or if it is an actual problem. Because when we're in that worry, we really don't come up with effective solutions. We come up with anxious and stressful solutions, we don't allow our mind to be creative and to think outside of what's kind of in front of us. Our mind kind of just shuts off. So notice when you're worrying. Notice the thought, but don't kind of control it. Allow them, notice them, become aware of them, but don't control them. Because when we try to control them or stop them, they just compound. So if you start to feel like you're getting into that state, which is what I was feeling, right? I was like, okay, let me just notice what I'm thinking in this moment. What thoughts are coming to me? And that's where I was like, oh, I'm thinking of all this crazy stuff that's happening right now, or that I'm anticipating, right? And then this is my favorite thing to do with what ifs. So when we are in the what if, change it to how can I? And allow your mind to give you some solutions. This is one way to step out of. I would recommend calming yourself or stepping into a centered or grounded type meditation, or even just kind of like sit down in a chair and just kind of feel where you are in that chair. That's definitely becoming very mindful and could definitely be considered a meditation. You sit into your chair and you just kind of feel your body in the chair. And then you kind of start noticing the thoughts that are coming to you. And as they're coming with the what ifs, right? The what if questions, change it into a how can I? So if it's like a what if nobody comes to my webinar next week, right? I can switch it to say, how can I get people to come to my webinar next week? Whoa, just that question alone, I'm already start thinking of ways that I could get people to come, right? Next thing is, as I mentioned, it takes us out of the present moment. So when you do find yourself going off into thought, right, where we start like thinking and it's not a productive, daydream or a productive thinking patterns, we can bring it back and say, okay, is this something that I need to deal with in this moment, or do I want to enjoy this moment instead, right? And sometimes what I'll do is I'll just write it down, or I'll put it in my phone, like, hey, I need to think about this, right? Or I need to spend some time looking at this. And I put it down. I have a Trello board actually for it. I just put those things down. And when I want to, take some time and I'm not in that moment where I want to enjoy something, I'll look at it and say, okay, is this something I still want to look at? Oftentimes it's like, oh, no, I'm okay. Or sometimes it is, and I want to take some time to look at it. So just some tips for you on when you step into that anxious or worrying kind of state, and you want to get out of it because it does not allow for you to enjoy this beautiful season that we are in right now. It's my favorite season. I think I've mentioned this so far. It's my favorite season, and I want to enjoy every minute of it. I don't want to get caught up in the worries. So it was a great lesson for me this week that I thought I'd share with you guys. So your action item this week is to take a look and see, are you jumping in, right? Are you stepping into that worried, anxious, stressed, any of those, kind of emotions or feelings? And then ask yourself, okay, like notice, what are you thinking? And notice, are they what I call future focused, right? They're potential problems. They haven't happened yet, but they could happen, the what ifs, and then change those what ifs into how can I, and see what else you can create instead. All right, that is it for us today. We do have some amazing webinars, workshops, classes that are all coming up within the next month or so. We are still going strong this month. I'm literally doing meditations in the park all month long. On Tuesdays the next 2 weeks, and then Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve we'll be doing early meditations in the park on that Monday. So you can definitely come out if you're local here. It's in South Pasadena. You can get more. There's a link up above or down below, depending on where you're watching this, on where to get more information about that. But there's some meditation classes coming in January. It's 10-week courses that I'll be teaching mindfulness and meditation. So I'm really excited for that. There's a webinar next week that'll give you more tips, and we're going to do a group hypnosis in that webinar that is definitely going to set you up for a week, the week before what are we? December, the week before Christmas and any other holiday that you may be celebrating in the next couple of weeks, to enter it with peace and calm. So you definitely want to be sure and check that out as well. All right, that is it for us today. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And as always, remember to be you and to be amazing. Bye.